When the tyrant night grew long and the dawn of light turned away from our eyes, we felt the weight of silence upon an entire nation. The air was still, the radio dull with obedience, the classrooms lined with fear. But beneath that silence, a heartbeat grew louder, one that had waited since the first dawn of freedom. We said, let us restore the first past. The past of our forefathers who defeated the oppressor and tore down the castles of tyrannical injustice. For though the chains had changed their color, their purpose had not. The night was not a single moment. It was years of one-man rule, of decrees and dismissals, of voices erased. In 1958, when General Ibrahim Aboud seized power, the people of Sudan were told, order first, liberty later. But order without justice is only a quieter kind of prison. And so, through the early 1960s, the night thickened. Yet even the longest night hides sparks of dawn. In universities, in homes, in mosques and clubs, people whispered of dignity. They gathered in secret, trading banned poems and news from Cairo, from Dar es Salaam, from the south. And slowly, the whisper became a murmur, and the murmur prepared to roar. Then came October 1964. At the University of Khartoum, a seminar was planned, one simple discussion on the problem of southern Sudan. But to the regime, even dialogue was defiance. The students gathered anyway, their hearts fierce with youth. Among them was Ahmad al-Qurashi, bright, calm, loved by his peers. That evening, police surrounded the campus. Tear gas hissed, windows shattered, then came gunfire. And in that sudden crack, a young man's body fell. A silence heavier than death spread across the courtyard. When dawn came, it was not sunlight that filled the city, it was rage. Students carried Qurashi's body through the streets, chanting, by oath, we shall not fall." The people watched, and something ancient awakened. Mothers leaned from balconies, their eyes wet with fury. Workers left their machines idle. Teachers closed their books. In marketplaces and mosques in villages along the Nile, the cry traveled, "A student has been killed. A son of Sudan has fallen." The government tried to bury the news, but the people buried the fear instead. The funeral became a march. The march became a movement. The movement became a revolution. We defeated the night. We defeated the night. And at last, light rose over our homes. Honor returned to the free. Every street turned into a river of voices. The unions joined the flood. Doctors, engineers, railway workers, civil servants. The call was one: down with the regime. And as the chant grew, the army hesitated, torn between loyalty and conscience. "O my homeland, we are the swords of your glory. We are the marches that would die for your soil. And still, the streets bear witness for us. On the day of wrath, we reaped the harvest of our past. They said we were reckless, but the reckless are only those who have nothing left to lose except their chains. We walked to perfume the fields of revolution with the blood that redeems our free land. Then came October, the dawn of fury. We shattered the chains of a harsh past. In every neighborhood the same song rose: bullets shall not kill us, bullets shall not kill us. And yet bullets came. In Khartoum, in Omdurman, in Wad Madani, the night answered with gunfire. But blood only deepened the soil from which courage grows. We gave our souls to keep your light, O my country. And the world told the story of the dawn of October, rising, peaceful, proud. The army was shaken. Ministers fled their offices. Telegrams of sympathy came from across Africa. Sudan, once silent, was roaring again. At the university, the students stood on the very steps still stained with Qurashi's blood. They vowed, "We will not retreat. We will not bow." The uprising people, fierce and loud, swore to strike down our long dark night, and Qurashi became our first martyr. We did not retreat. We swore to resist our night and move forward. We pledged our souls and took our path across seas toward the shining sun. We swore to die or reach the light, and with each step we found a martyr whose blood painted a new dawn. O October, we who lived the nights of old, in chains, in oppression, in pain and humiliation, within our chests a volcano of rage burned, and we swore by our homeland to inscribe your name, O Sudan. With the blood that watered the squares, we vowed to march, never to rest. We raised the swords of civil disobedience, and unity became our banner. Hand in hand we swore to resist. We would not retreat, we would not bargain. Between us and you, O tyrant, there is blood. Our steps march the road of victory. Our chants echo, shaking the palace. We shattered barriers, we cleared obstacles. Our ranks united, workers and students, farmers and craftsmen. We defeated the night, we defeated the night, and light finally shone upon the homes. Honor returned to the free. O palace square, O field of fire, O oasis that holds the spirit of the fallen, we watered your roses with the blood of martyrs and planted your soil with the chants of the free. We wrote upon your ground shining letters telling the story of our fiery days. We carried the martyrs, marched and shouted, while the wound of fire bled within our hearts. We buried the martyrs and came to resist. We do not retreat, we do not bargain. Between us and you, O tyrant, there is vengeance. Then suddenly, as our ranks held firm, the dawn of the dreaming revolution ululated. Light rose again upon the homes, and honor returned to the free. The dictator fell, the government dissolved. For the first time in our history, a military ruler was forced to resign not by an army, but by the will of the people. And across the land a whisper turned into a cry, and the cry into a song. Sudan is free, by oath, O October. We shall protect your emblem and reap your fruits. We shall raise the banner of the precious revolution, high, fluttering upon the mast, bearing the great symbol of revolt, radiant and green. And still we swear, O October, whenever tyranny returns to darken our dawn, we will guard the banner of revolution. We will resist, our ranks will stretch and thunder again until the dreaming dawn returns. Years have passed, new nights have come, different uniforms, same darkness, but memory endures longer than any regime. For memory is the weapon tyrants cannot confiscate. Every October we recall that night when a student's blood lit the path of a nation. We remember how courage spread like sunrise, from lecture halls to workshops, from homes to fields, how voices rose together, bullets shall not kill us, how a people reclaimed their destiny with empty hands and unbroken will. October was not the end of struggle, it was the beginning of belief. It told every Sudanese child that truth may be delayed, but never defeated. It told every oppressor that the people's patience is not the same as surrender. And it told the world that when Sudan stands, she stands for all who dream of freedom. So when the tyrant night grows long again, remember October. When fear whispers that nothing changes here, remember the marchers who refused to kneel. When hopelessness says the dawn is too far, remember the students who carried light through gunfire. We are their children. Their echo lives in our pulse. Their courage breathes in our songs. Their promise awaits our action. O Sudan, land of rivers and dust, of drums and prayers, of endless sky, your story is not written in ink, but in blood that refused to dry. Each generation reads it anew, adds its verse, its vow. And so we speak again across time to those who stood before us and those who will come after. We defeated the night once, we can do it again. We lit the dawn once, we can light it again. For light is not given, it is chosen. Freedom is not gifted, it is earned again and again by those who dare to believe. The struggle for dignity is not a relic of the past. It is the pulse that keeps a nation alive. Remember the fallen. Walk the road they opened. And whenever the night threatens to return, rise.